love, Facebook, YouTube. Got my little brother with me today, Ismail. Chilling with me, getting the job done. Doing a job with him, man. I usually see me being a loner because I'm a loner. Today I got the young boy with me, helping me get this sewer line up. But I was rolling, checking out YouTube, Facebook discussion. Everybody talking about Floyd Mayweather and McGregor. Back then on to know McGregor. That dude, he used to have a show on TV. He was like a detective. But anyway, just want to throw some points out, man. You know how I do. I've been in this game all my life. And I'm not an entertainer, so this video might not be the best for you, but I'm going to just let you know from the perspective of a professional boxer and a trainer how I see this thing going down. Of course, I did a video before. I kind of let everybody know what I thought about it from the jump.
In a quarter mile, continue straight to stay on Gordy Parkway.
This fight really being, a one-sided situation, where anything can happen in boxing. Only take one punch. Or it could take a lot of dirt in the game where a lot of corrupt situations going on. It could be a fixed fight. Many things can go down, but I'm going to play the game like everybody else and be optimistic as I do. And I'm going to compare McGregor.
Continue straight to stay on Gordy Parkway, then turn right.
And Mayweather, I'm going to compare them. Just a second, let me pull over.
You saw that? This live?
Yeah. No, it ain't live.
I was say, shoot.
Nah, but anyway.
Start the video with us, man.
Nah, man, I get them the real. We do real videos here, buddy. But, alright, McGregor, zero boxing skill. I don't care if he did some in the MMA and he know how to stand up and all that. That's not boxing. Boxing is 100% using your body. People think boxing is just all about your hands, but it's much more than your hands. You got to know how to put yourself in positions, stay in position. Is a feeling, is a rhythm you got to have with your whole body. And you got to be able to mechanically move each part of your body in sequence. So it's not just having the dexterity with your arms. That's stand-up game. But boxing, you use everything. When I punch you, I'm punching you with my leg strength also. Even the way I move my head is part of the way my shoulders move. This is all part of boxing. All right, so McGregor has absolutely no boxing experience. As far as Mayweather, one of a kind in boxing, in the sport of boxing, not fighting, one of a kind in boxing, with the mechanics of boxing. He played that safety first game, defense first. And, he was just going to time McGregor and make him pay all day. He's going to time him and make him pay. And patiently. That's his composure and his patience is one of his key traits. I haven't seen anything like it with any other boxer. As far as age, he's going to put Floyd under a lot of pressure. But he'll be successful to some degree, or he could be successful if he can keep pressure on Floyd. And, many other fighters have tried it, and the reason they failed is because to keep pressure on somebody, you have to have some sort of defense. Because as you pushing and pushing, of course, punches going to eventually come back. You can't totally, subdue somebody with your offense. You have to have some form of defense. It's a give-take situation. You can't just go in. That's where a lot of people, brawlers, they go in just brawling and pushing and pushing. That's not how Mike Tyson got his spectacular knockouts. That's not how George Foreman got his knockouts. They got their knockouts by giving and taking. They would move off of the line and pay you back, or move back and pay you back, or block and pay you back. It was some type of defensive move. McGregor has no knowledge of this. Most boxers don't know a lot about defense, but McGregor is definitely not experienced in taking a professional boxer's jab and making it useless, or not getting hit with a right hand from being set up from a 1-1-2, or a body shot that you can't see when a fighter throw a jab and drop a right hand to the body or a left hand to the body right under the elbows. McGregor's not defensively ready for this. This is why people say this fight is a joke, because you don't have the equipment. You got to be years of experience of equipment to stop. It's not about what you can do. It's about what you cannot get done to you. And I don't know if he's ready to not get done by Floyd. The good thing about it for McGregor is Floyd is not that dangerous. Pound for pound. He's not a super duper puncher. He's not somebody going to take you out with one shot. He's not a killer. So, Floyd has a history of dominating people from making them miss and paying them back with beautiful shots, but still not debilitating shots. So McGregor still has an opportunity, and McGregor is this rough and tough kid, come from MMA, wrestling. He got this rough and tough chin and face. It's not like he can't make mistakes. So he has a little time to make mistakes with Floyd. He can miss a few times. He can make some mistakes and still be able to deal with, duke it out with Floyd. And this is what would be a problem if Floyd didn't have such spectacular defense. Now, an average boxer, McGregor would have a chance, because the average boxer takes it to the face to give one, But the average boxer got punching power too, and that's where they would knock or hurt McGregor out. But Floyd is not that average boxer, even though Floyd has an over the average defense. You see how confusing this is? Floyd is defensively a master, so it saves him from being an offensive killer. Floyd defense is so good that it saves him from being a killer. And McGregor has a chance because no matter how many punches Floyd stop from McGregor, he can't hurt McGregor, and make him, and kill him. So McGregor always has a chance. So McGregor can still make a lot of money in this fight if he just come in and take a whole bunch of punches. He can come in looking like Rocky Balboa and just take a whole lot of punishment. As long as he's still standing, at the end of the day, he can say, Ray, you ain't dropped me. You ain't knocked me out, Ray. I'm still standing, Ray. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he can look at Floyd and say he went the distance. And that's spectacular for an MMA wrestling dude. So it's a win-win situation for him. He's not in there with somebody that's going to kill him. And in boxing, when you in there with a lighter weight, this is why everybody want to get dropped down a weight. Because if you in there with somebody that can't punch and hurt you with a single punch, then you always feel confident and you can always do your thing. Even if that person's more superior in boxing to you, you still have a chance to win because it only takes one punch. And if he can't hurt you, maybe you can hurt him, I think that McGregor just giving him some advice. I think he should call 50 Cent. Especially after that speech the other day that he what did he do? He was calling out Floyd on stage and stuff, calling him out. You know, he basically called out Floyd and used one of 50 Cent lines, telling him he can't read. He didn't say Harry Potter book, but he said he can't read, you know? And you know, this might get under Floyd's skin if he can get 50 Cent on the payroll and have 50 Cent come up there and help Floyd. Help McGregor, help McGregor roast Floyd. You know, 50 Cent up there helping him roast Floyd, it'll be an issue. You know what I mean? It'll be an issue with Mayweather, especially him being black. You know, right now McGregor don't have any black people on his team, no support. You know, he come up and calling him boy and stuff like that, little racist things. You know what I mean? So it's not. McGregor's not coming with the world behind him. You know, you need some black people in your crew when it comes to a war. You know, any war, you need a few black people in there, you know. So McGregor, he played himself on that, you know. So, you know, if he would have had some black people on his team, it kind of would have gave Floyd a little nervousness. You know what I mean? He got some so-called brothers on the team now, you know. And I think 50 Cent would be the perfect one, because 50 Cent seemed like him and Floyd ain't all that good all the time. I don't know if it's over money. You know, maybe $1 to make 50, you know what I mean, this Floyd for McGregor, you know, and that would be a big ups for McGregor. You know, you know, McGregor was talking about Floyd dressing. He hit the spot. Everybody know Floyd got issues with dressing. He don't know how to dress fly, or he be wearing the wrong clothes. I don't know who he dressing for, but he don't be looking fly. And you know, to that day he came up with a pocketbook. McGregor said he got a pocketbook, and you know, he said he said he got a book bag, and he can't even read. You know, so he roasted Floyd pretty good. You know, and the other thing, Floyd's age, you know, he got a lot of composure, you know, and patience now that he's older. One miraculous thing Floyd did is that he was able to switch up his styles. He was able to switch up his game in boxing. You know, the older he got, the better he got, more patient and more composure he gained. He wasn't banging with people no more, unless he got hit. You know, so him getting older is a plus in this thing, especially when he's fighting somebody who can't box at all. You know, he's a good adjuster. You know, just that alone, his adjusting ability, McGregor's in trouble. You know, Floyd's gonna probably about a half a round. Floyd's gonna figure him out and destroy him. You know, and he might not with them hard punches, but he's gonna do it with accurate punches and in the right place. I can hit you in your lower ribs or in your solar plex or in your chin, even in your neck. You know what I mean? Hit you in your nose bone. I can hit you in certain places in your temple. And it'll be just like I'm a puncher, because it'll slow your butt down. You know? Now, as far as McGregor, Mayweather taking punches, if McGregor's able to touch Floyd, let's just say he is able to touch him, and McGregor is a real puncher, then, you know, we seen Floyd get hit and take one shot from Shane Mosley, from, you know, from a few people that's real popular when he got hit. But guess what? We never seen Floyd take 3 or 4 or 5 shots, you know. So let's see if McGregor McGregor can actually touch Floyd with more than one punch. You know what I'm saying? And we done seen Floyd draw back from a punch with Shane Mosley. We done seen him pause for a second, and that's all you need if you're a good counter puncher or you're a good combination puncher. You know, and you can get somebody to pause for a minute. You can hit them with that 3-4-5, and let's just say McGregor is training right and he get those 5 punches off. You know, he gonna show us another side of Floyd that we haven't seen. I've never seen Floyd take 3 or 4 or 5 punches directly. Let's see what happens. You know, and I'm hoping he don't hit Floyd with like 4 or 5 punches. But if he do, you know, then you know, if he don't knock Floyd out, he at least gonna hurt Floyd. Maybe in the long run, maybe some brain issues. So, you know, it only take one fight to get brain damage. A lot of people think it's over years of fighting or taking a lot of punches. No. It could be from one punch, but timing is everything in boxing. Got to hit you in the right time, right place, right situation. You know, right condition, right health, depending on where you at. Did you see it coming? There's a lot of issues. You know, it's just like everything else in your health. You know, you can have a heart attack if your heart beats too many times in the wrong minute or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You could fall and trip if you step half an inch over to the right too far. Your body is built on correct calculation. So if Floyd take 4 and 5 punches, we don't know what can happen. So if McGregor can get that off, let's see that happen if he can do it. That's why people retire when they get a certain age. When you get slower, you retire because you don't want to get caught with that 5 and 6 punches by one of these young boys. So, you know, my final analyst on this fight is if Floyd want to make this quick money real quick. First of all, he's going to have to truly be in shape, which he always come. And he's going to have to be able to deal with an awkward situation. This guy not coming like a boxer. So, but he's coming in shape to do this nasty, ugly stuff. And ugly boxers can win too, you know. If you can adapt to this ugliness, you could be the perfect boxer and go and fight somebody in the street and get beat up. I done seen plenty of boxers get beat up. They've been boxing all their life, won the Golden Gloves, and they fight a street fighter who can really thump, slammed him down, threw him on his back. I beat up a boxer before when I was younger. I DDT'd him, you know what I'm saying, over a girl. You know what I mean? He wanted to get mad because I talked about his girl. So he saw me in the boys club, and he put his hands up. I went under. First I went up, just act like I'm going to put my hands up. Went under, scooped him up, slammed him on the back of his head. You know what I mean? Everybody had to come over and save him, his cousins and everything. So, you know, styles make fights. And just because somebody can't box don't mean that they can't punch you in your face. Or they can't trick you and get a shot off. So if he get them 3 and 4 and 5 shots off on Floyd like he never felt before, you never know what happened. On the other end, Floyd Mayweather is getting older, but he still has enough composure and defense and relaxation to just watch this kid and drop bombs on him whenever he wants to. And being as though he's a boxer, his accuracy and his pinpoint accuracy and his combinations, putting punches in bunches, I see a very little chance of this guy making it out of the 3rd round. I see a 3rd round stoppage, just like in the amateurs. You know, the amateurs 3 rounds, and by that 3rd round, the 2 amateurs be tired of throwing punches. I can see McGregor tired of throwing punches by the 3rd round and getting knocked out. You know, I think McGregor should play all the mind games he can. He should pull 50 Cent in here. He should get him a black friend to train with him. You know what I mean? Need to get some black people on his side. You know, I think, you know, he's awkward. He should jump on Floyd. One of the ways that an awkward person, a fighter, a swarmer, or whatever you want to call him, can beat a technical boxer is he just go in for it. He don't stop. Like Madonna tried to do, and like a few other fighters tried to do against Floyd, but you got to really do it. You can't ever stop. Those guys stop. You got to be able to swarm for 12 rounds, for 15 rounds, just coming in. You know, you can win a fight off of just heart and just coming in, punching. You know what I mean? You don't give them no opportunity. Just come in and go. You can dominate a fight that way, man. I've seen it. But, you know, this Floyd Money Mayweather, man, it's going to be real hard to come into a seasoned vet like him. Defense first, baby. Peace.